Alright, hello, and welcome everyone. What is going on? It's time to start the formal pre-stream for today's gameplay stream. Today is Sunday, May 21st, 2016. I am Darkside Phil, of course, and welcome. Hope that you're having a wonderful Saturday. Did I say today was Sunday? It's Saturday. I don't know, I don't remember what I said. But anyway, welcome my friends to my gameplay stream. Today is the continuation of Fallout 4's Far Harbor DLC, of which I actually would like to give him a little bit of my opinion about after playing it for a couple days now, okay? And again, I'm going to apologize in advance. I've already been sneezing and choking, so my allergies are acting up today, so expect it. Sorry about that. So, hello. Today will be 3.5 hours of Far Harbor, if there's enough content. Let me explain. So, I've been playing Far Harbor since Thursday, when it actually released. It really released Wednesday night. But I played it as my gameplay stream on Thursday, and as well as yesterday. And at this point, I've done many quests. We've got two major quest lines going on. You've got the one with the actual settlers at Far Harbor, the humans. And then you've got the synths at Acadia. Two different kind of major settlements on the map here. And so what I've been doing is kind of exploring, but while I'm exploring, I'm doing whatever quests I can pick up along the way. And at this point, I've done a ton of quests for the settlers at Far Harbor. I think we may be nearing the end of the quest line for the people at Far Harbor, actually. So I think I have like one more major quest to do, and then I'll turn them in and I'll see what happens, see if it unlocks anything further. But I have not really started the major quests for the synths at Acadia yet. So that's going to be today's focus. Try to finish up that last quest or so for the Far Harbor settlers, see what happens with that quest line, and then probably begin the quest line with the synths. Alright? So I've played it for about 7 hours. And I don't know how much content is left in the DLC. I don't know, how much more there is. On the map, I've unlocked many waypoints. I have not seen them all yet. There's a few I have not gone to yet. And certainly before I finish up the DLC, I would like to check out all the major points that have been unlocked on the map. Some of which don't have missions at them, so maybe there's just optional stuff there. I'm not sure. But that's kind of the goal, is to explore. Now, as I said, I've played it for 7 hours. I don't know how much more is left in the DLC. It's very possible. Maybe we'll finish it today. If not, then tomorrow it'll be continuing, okay? And worst case scenario, if I don't even finish it tomorrow, I even have a gameplay stream on the docket for Monday where I can finish it up. Okay, so if it ends up being incredibly long, we've even got through Monday to keep playing the game. I seriously don't foresee this DLC being longer than, 14 hours of gameplay. I think that would be pretty unprecedented for a Fallout DLC to have over 14 hours of gameplay. I could be wrong, who knows, but I'm going to keep going, alright? Now, first of all, before I explain how this is going to go down with the next few days, because the schedule is going to be kind of, it's going to be fun the next week, but it's also going to be a little bit kind of playing it by ear, depending on how stuff goes, and I'll explain that in a moment. But before we get there, what I'd like to do is talk a little bit about my feelings about this DLC, Far Harbor, alright? So here's the deal. Bethesda kind of hyped this DLC for a while. They were like, it's the biggest DLC for Fallout 4 ever, or for Fallout ever, actually. Compared to the DLCs from Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, it's the largest landmass you've ever seen. It's going to have all these branching paths and story, all this stuff. And basically, they've been kind of touting it as it's going to be huge. Okay? It's going to be absolutely huge. Well, I'll be honest, like I said, I've been playing it since Thursday, and the DLC is okay, but I'm going to be honest with everyone, I think it's kind of underwhelming, and I think it may be a little bit playing it too much safe, alright, playing it too safe for me. And what I mean by that is, if you remember, back with Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas, every DLC kind of added something a little different or a little unique to the formula of the game. So, for example, you go back to Fallout 3, right? And you start thinking about the major DLCs for that game. And you're like, okay, well, one of them brought you to a brand new area. What was it, Pittsburgh or whatever? And you went into this kind of slave camp, and there was an arena, and you had to adapt and learn a new way to play the game because you didn't have all your items that were crushes during the main campaign of the game, right? And you think of another DLC, Mothership Zeta. Now that was different. You get beamed up to a freaking alien spaceship. You're fighting aliens constantly. You're using alien blasters. You know what I mean? Like, those DLCs really stood out as something unique and different from the main game. And even with Fallout New Vegas, same thing. Those DLCs all really changed up the way that the game was played. It was like, wow, this is something unique and different. It's not just, more of the same from the campaign. It's kind of a different way to play. And even though it was different, you would still be leveling up. You'd be getting new weapons and things that you could use in the main campaign of the game. Everything added. Popsicolo in the stream chat is bringing up some good points. He's like, what about the one that was Alaska, right? Where there's a Chinese war simulation. What about the one that completely continued the story of the campaign after the campaign had ended, right? They were all significant additions to the game. Far Harbor, so far, 7 hours in, does not seem to be that to me. What it seems to me is it's an island, right? It's a new map, an island with fog where you get radiation, and there's a few new enemy types, right? There's amphibious creatures. We fought a hermit crab. A few new enemies. Nothing too amazing or groundbreaking, but they are different. But really, honestly, what honestly, has this done that's new? You got a harpoon gun. Which, by the way, the harpoon gun is pretty much the same as the railway rifle. If you were doing the campaign and you either sided with the Underground Railroad, or if you kind of went against them and finally killed them all off, you get the railway rifle anyway, so you would have already had it. You know what I mean? So you say, okay, it's new, but is it really? Not really. In fact, it's not even as good as the railway rifle because it's slow. What else, honestly, has been, new clothing. So I'm wearing a fisherman's hat and then a captain's hat. I got a hook, that a fisherman would use, an angler's hook. And it's like, it doesn't seem to me like this DLC is inspired or as unique as those DLCs from Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas. It doesn't have that spark of creativity to me. You know what I mean? It just seems to me like this is more of the same. Like they said, well, the formula for Fallout 4 works. We had, everyone loved the formula of Fallout 4. They thought that it was great. Just do more of the same rather than say innovate or add this new gameplay mechanic that'll make it unique or add this. And it's funny because the thing that they keep talking about in this DLC like it's something big is the fog, right? The fog on the island. Oh my God, the fog is so deadly. The fog is such a pain in the ass. Yet, the fog, has it really been that big of a deal? Not really. All I need to use is a rad-resistant drug, chem, and I'm fine. And maybe that's because I've already beaten the entire campaign of Fallout 4. Maybe if I hadn't been such a high level and had all these perks and everything, maybe it would have been more of an issue for me. But for me, it's not really that much of a hindrance. I'm still able to completely free roam the island, and it's not like I have to stay near these fog condensers to keep the fog away or anything like that. It just seems to me like it's just kind of almost like an excuse to say that this is something new when really there's not. You know what I mean? I mean, at least let's think of all the DLCs. Of all the ones that people praise of previous Fallout games, I think the one that people praise the most is Point Lookout, because it's kind of similar premise to this one. You go to a totally new area you've never been to before. The area looks a lot different than the main campaign. But even then, there was a brand new enemy type, right? You had those like redneck hick mutated dudes who were brand new enemies. You had an area where you had a piece of your brain taken out, and there was this cool drug hallucinations and stuff like that. That had, I think, a lot more creativity and originality so far than Far Harbor has had. So in my opinion, I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm kind of underwhelmed at this DLC. I think that they were pushing it as something and advertising it as something and really trying to make it something that it's really not. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad DLC. I'm just saying, just because you piled on tons of gameplay doesn't mean that the gameplay is innovative or anything that people need to check out. So, you know, if you've already been there, done that, and played the campaign of Fallout 4, do you necessarily need to play Far Harbor? Outside of maybe the one mission that was the robot murder mystery mission, I don't really know if anything I've done has been really worthwhile. So, we'll see. I'm going to keep playing it, like I said. And I'm going to continue on for the next couple of days, and we'll see how it goes. But for me, I'm just kind of meh. You know, I'm not blown away yet by anything that I've seen in Far Harbor. Now, let's discuss how I'm going to be covering it, alright? So, let's talk. Tomorrow, like I said, if I don't finish the DLC today, which I probably won't, let's be honest, I think that, tomorrow I'm going to be playing it, but it's going to be a little different. Tomorrow is going to be Saucy Sunday. Now, many of you might have no idea what that means. And that's okay. It's been a while since I've had a Saucy Sunday. And I don't really talk about it that often. Basically, the thing is, I have a family recipe. The family recipe that I have in my family is how to make a homemade pot of Italian sauce by simmering these ingredients with meats and everything in this pot of sauce, basically for the length of a day. It takes about 2 hours to set up, and then it has to simmer for around 4.5 hours. So you're talking about 6.5 hours of work to make this homemade pot of Italian sauce. Now, the good news is that I work from home, and so I don't have to, make a giant schedule change in order to make this homemade pot of Italian sauce. And when I make it, I make a giant batch that's enough to last me almost 2 months, okay? Now, my parents are actually visiting in the first full week of June, and they've already expressed, they're like, man, make a pot of sauce so we can have pasta, and maybe your mom will make her homemade lasagna with the sauce. It's going to be great. So we're making sauce tomorrow in order to prepare for the arrival of my parents, okay? But the way it works is that it takes a while. We have to, like I said, set up, prep, and then get everything going, get the sauce simmering, which takes around 2 hours of work. Then I have to constantly be going and stirring the sauce and seasoning the sauce over the course of the day as it slow simmers. If I didn't stir it or season it, the sauce would get overcooked and it wouldn't taste good. So I'm going to be doing this tomorrow. I'm going to be getting up around the normal time I get up, around 10 a.m. my time, and we're going to set up this sauce. Hopefully we'll have it between 12:30 and 1 p.m. It'll be ready to go, maybe a little earlier. We'll have to see how long it takes, okay? And then it's going to start simmering, and then I'm going to be playing Fallout Far Harbor while the sauce is simmering. And then every half an hour or so, I'm going to go downstairs, take a break, stir the sauce, and then come back and continue on with the stream. All right? So, excuse me. So the way it works is, tomorrow's gameplay stream may start late. What I'll do is I'll keep everyone updated on Twitter, @TheyCallMeDSP, and I'll let you know when the stream exactly is going to start, because it may not be exactly on time like usual. These streams have been starting around noon, then you have a little bit of pre-stream or whatever, and usually gameplay starts around 12:30 p.m.-ish Pacific time. Tomorrow it may be a little later than that, but usually when I do the sauce, I actually stream for a little longer, because it takes about 4.5 hours to stir the sauce, or not stir, but to simmer the sauce. And therefore, if I start playing, let's say I start playing at 1 p.m., I'll probably be playing till 5:30 p.m., okay? So the stream will be maybe a late start, but a longer stream tomorrow, okay? So I just wanted to say that up front. I'll talk about it on social media tonight so people understand. And so if you're enjoying the Far Harbor playthrough and you want to come back and check it out tomorrow, you'll know when to show up, okay? I only do this, like I said, about once every 2 months or so. We make so much of it that we're able to freeze it, and it ends up being 6 to 8 portions for 2. So, I probably won't have to make another pot of sauce till probably the late June or early July, as long as we ration it out properly. Okay? So, that's tomorrow, FYI. Tomorrow night, I'll be doing the weekend preview, where I'm going to formally explain this week, but I'm going to give you a mini preview right now. Monday is up in the air because I don't know if I'm going to complete Far Harbor, today or tomorrow. Probably not today, but maybe tomorrow. So Monday, if I haven't beaten Far Harbor yet, I'd like to try to complete the DLC on stream, okay? If I have completed it, I'm going to review it. I'm going to do not a formal review, but maybe kind of my reactions video to the DLC for KO Gaming. KO Gaming, by the way, My channel now for reviews, for reactions to game stuff, first impressions, edited style content. It's not raw gameplay. It's me editing and dubbing my voice over it to give you my thoughts on stuff. Has been doing really well this week because of the video that I put out regarding Homefront: The Revolution. The video has around 22,000 views on it and growing. Every day people are talking about this video and it's spreading across the internet. Doing really well. I think I got several hundred new subscribers to the channel. So awesome. Thank you for that. It's the first real notoriety the channel has gotten since I created it early this year. And I hope that it will continue to grow. So thanks to everyone who checked out the videos on that channel. You can find that at youtube.com/KOGaming1. That's how you get to the channel, okay? Now, Monday night, in celebration of the release of, Overwatch, it actually releases on Monday. I'm going to be doing a stream Monday night of Overwatch, a couple hours of gameplay. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to make this stream kind of interactive. And I think all the Overwatch streams that I do this week, maybe more interactive streams with things like the stream chat, where I ask the stream chat, gee, what character would you like to see me play, you know, in this session or right now? Should I try this character, this character? Are there any recommendations of what's good with this character or what's not? Because the bottom line is I played the beta, I really liked it. But I've heard that the retail game is basically the same as the beta. So it's not like I need to play it and there's narrative and I'm going to be doing massive commentary on a story or anything like that. But what I'd like to do is make it a more interactive experience with those watching live and kind of, you know, talk with you about what's going on and, you know, do you have any oh man, I screwed up with this character. What should I do? What's the better ability? How should I be playing this? Etc. Okay? So, that will be tomorrow night, or excuse me, Monday night. I'll be doing this stream of Overwatch, and then over the course of this week, I'm going to balance Overwatch with the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that's coming out. Now, I've heard that this Ninja Turtles game has 9 missions. Each one's around half an hour long, so you're talking maybe 5 to 6 hours of gameplay tops, unless you die a lot. And I've heard that it's co-op based, 4-player co-op. And I think I may like to do co-op if I could find a few people who want to join me and actually play through the campaign of this game with me. I think it would be a lot of fun versus me just kind of doing it by myself. I think doing it single player may not be the way to go. So, I'll talk about this on the weekend preview tomorrow night, but if you're getting the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game on PlayStation 4, you know, and you can join me during any of my streams, I might be looking for people to do co-op with me. Okay? So, that's coming up this week as well. So, this week will be a balance between Overwatch, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the conclusion of Far Harbor, probably a review and or kind of my thoughts on Far Harbor video. I'll probably be doing a review of Overwatch by the end of the week, and I'll probably be reviewing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by the end of the week. So, it's going to be a lot of stuff coming up this week, okay? Now, of course, mixed in there may be vlogging, there may be other stuff going on, but that's the main focus of the week is those things, okay? Alright, everyone. So I want to get started with Far Harbor. I will do a very brief plug segment. Here we go. First of all, if you enjoy my daily live streams, my daily on-demand videos, you like the fact that I provide you free and entertaining content every single day, there are many ways that you can support the business. I'd like to say thank you to those who do so on a daily basis. First of all, you can watch the streams and videos. Duh. You can disable any kind of ad blocking software that you have when you watch the streams and videos. Duh. I'm thinking at this point, pretty much everyone on the internet knows that YouTube is based off of ad revenue. I don't need to preach to you about that. I'm pretty sure you understand that, okay? You can spread the word about said streams and videos. Let other people know. Phil live streams every day. Phil does these videos every day. One particular case, this Homefront video that I did earlier this week about Homefront: The Revolution, that's exactly what happened. By word of mouth, this video is spread, and it's getting great viewership, and I'm very appreciative of that, so thank you. Okay? There's an Amazon associate link in the description of all of my live streams and videos, and if you live in the United States of America and you use Amazon.com to shop, if you click on that link before you go shopping, and then you shop as normal, I get some referral credit. That helps me out. Thank you to those who have used this before, because many people have. It certainly isn't a lot of money. It doesn't make me rich, but every little bit helps. So thank you to those who have used the link before. If you're international, meaning you live outside of the United States, sorry, the link doesn't work. Maybe in the future they'll make it easier for international people, but right now it's very difficult, so don't worry about it, okay? You can also follow me on social media. Okay? At They Call Me DSP, or They Call Me DSP on Instagram. The past few days have been pretty fun. I've been posting up some different pictures and stuff of stuff that I've been watching on television. I shared a cool hamster video yesterday. Some fun stuff going on social media, but also primarily my Twitter is used for business purposes, like giving you schedule updates or updates on things going on in gaming, okay? So it's cool. At They Call Me DSP. Please follow me there if you don't. In addition, there's Patreon at patreon.com/DarksidePhil. On Patreon, by pledging, you can obviously directly financially contribute to my business continuing. All right, with your monthly pledges, you qualify for personal perks like text or verbal thank yous in my videos, getting a private Q&A video made for yourself, getting your questions answered on my bi-monthly show Ask the King, getting premium forum access. Right now, people who pledged last month are nominating games for an indie game marathon that's going to happen in early June. And this weekend, actually tomorrow, I'm going to set up a poll by which those people who pledged are going to be voting on what games they want to see in that marathon. So it's really cool. It provides cool interactivity, and it gives the patrons power over stuff that I do. This month's goal is a big multiplayer event where people who pledge $5 or more are going to be able to participate with me in multiplayer gameplay, including Overwatch, including Uncharted 4, Doom, and Street Fighter V, amongst other things such as Plants vs. Zombies, Garden Warfare 2, and maybe even Rocket League. Those are the kind of games that people will be playing with me if they pledge and if we hit the funding goal level for this month. I'll be honest with everyone. Right now, we have not hit the goal level. But it's possible we may. We're close. So if we get some people in the next week or so before the end of the month pledging, we may hit the goal. And I think it's going to be a unique and fun event. Something a lot different than what I usually do for patrons. So consider it. Patreon.com/DarksidePhil. All the details are there. Give it a look. And then last but not least, my girlfriend Leanna has her own business. It's called The Black Currant. She sells handmade glycerin soaps and wax tart melts. High quality stuff. She shipped hundreds of orders all around the world. It's not just confined to the United States. She actually ships internationally to places like Canada and Europe. She's even shipped to Australia before. So check it out. It's at etsy.com/shop/The Black Currant. Spelled C-U-R-R-A-N-T. She's got nothing but positive feedback in her over 1 year of being in business. And she's currently working on her summer line of products, which are going to launch next month. So hint, hint, you might want to get in on some of the scents that she has right now because they may not be available shortly, especially if she sells out, okay? All right, that is it, everyone. Let's start up with today's gameplay of Far Harbor. I'd like to thank everyone here who is here live for the stream. If you're watching this on demand, obviously, thank you as well. And let us begin. Here we go with the continuation. And let's get it started. All right.